Hi guys, Steve from the Hiking Guys here. I've had a few people ask me what I usually bring on a backpacking trip. So I just laid out all my gear. I'm going to go through it very briefly with you and just let you get an idea of what all I bring. Probably most importantly is I bring my pack. I use an Osprey Aether 70 liter. I just like the 70 because you have more room for extended trips, and if you're not going very long, you still have extra room, and it's not a whole lot of extra weight. So I really enjoy this pack a lot. I took it to the Grand Canyon a couple months ago, and it was just fantastic. It fit well. Just felt really good. So that's the pack. Then for sleeping, I have just an REI. I think it's rated like 30 degree sleeping bag. It's here in a stuff sack here just to save some room. It's pretty comfortable. I had to get left-handed because I didn't have right-handed sleeping bags in the store there, what I wanted, so I kind of have to deal with that, but it's not too bad. Sometimes I just wake up and it's like I'm trapped in a cocoon, but after a little screaming in the woods, I make it out of there. Then I have my tent, and I'm probably going to go into more detail about the tent soon, so I'm going to save that for later. But my tent's in there, my poles here, I got stakes in that little sack there. I have a Thermarest sleeping pad, and it's a new one that I had just gotten. I'm going to do a review on it too, so I'm going to save it, but it is very small. You can see how small it is. It blew my mind, and it was so comfortable. I slept so well. So that's basically all of my sleeping gear. Right there, I got the tent, the sleeping bag, and the sleeping pad. If we move over to, let's see here, my cooking stuff. Here I have my my Platypus water filtration system. It's a gravity powered one. There is a review on it. You gotta check it out. It's awesome. You don't have to pump. You don't have to sit there and work on it. You fill up the bag, hang it from a tree, go do your other things, and come back and your water is ready. It's fantastic. I always bring at least 2 Nalgene bottles for water. Sometimes more depending on how often I'm going to have a water source here. Here is my GSI Soloist cook set. In here is the pan to actually boil in and cook in. It comes with a lid. There's a bowl in there to eat out of, and I actually have my my fuel canister in there for my stove tucked in there as well. And it comes in this little case here, this little sack that you can actually use to put water in. It stands up by itself, and you can do your dishes. It's pretty convenient. Here is my my little kitchen set. Need a new sponge. That one has some stuff on it. It got kind of nasty last one. I haven't replaced it yet. But I have my sponge for doing dishes. My little Coleman Max stove. I'm looking for a new stove. This thing is way too heavy. But it was one of the first things I got when I started backpacking. I just haven't replaced it yet because it does work. It just weighs a little extra. It'd be nice to get something a little lighter down the road pretty soon here. I have a spork I got from Walmart. Serves its purpose. It shovels food in my mouth when I'm hungry after a long day of hiking. That'll probably be replaced sometime soon too, but it's not that important. I have a little REI micro towel. This thing is tiny, but the towel unfolds pretty big, and it really soaks up water just for drying things off. I used it to wash off poison ivy the other day because I'm very allergic and it was all over my legs. I need to give that a good wash. I probably need to quit touching it because I'll get poison ivy that easy. And some camp soap, just because we were trying some new meals on our last trip, and we wanted to make sure that we got everything clean. There's some really cheesy stuff we were making, so there's camp soap there. This here is my personal bag. I have my headlamp. You need a good headlamp. I have a watch because it's just nice to know what time it is. I have a mild asthma, so I have an inhaler in there. My toothbrush in this nice little case here. This what appears to be a chew can is in fact a chew can, but in there is like my little nighttime kit. I have a little bit of Tylenol PM just in case I'm having trouble sleeping because of leg soreness or whatever. Some earplugs for those pesky frogs that sometimes are nearby you. I've got some antacids in there for whatever you may eat for dinner. If it comes back to haunt you, you have some antacids there. I have my paracord for hanging my bear bag here, and sunglasses because he needs a good pair of sunglasses. So that's my kind of personal bag. Here I have also very heavy a Bear Grylls knife, and honestly the only reason why I'm still bringing this with me is because it has a fire starter in the hilt here. That's not the hilt, in the sheath. And it's just, I like starting fire the more difficult way, I guess. But this knife is going to get replaced with a smaller knife and then a separate fire starter kit pretty soon, I think, here. I usually bring a camera with me. Sometimes I just use my phone if I'm going to be in more kind of dirtier places where I don't want my phone getting nasty. I have a camera that I got off of Craigslist for like $50. It does the job. It's pretty nice camera. This is my food. I always need granola bars or something to munch on during the day to keep your energy up. I like Cliff Bars. Did a review on them just because they're pretty solid. And that was a very bad pun. They are quite dense, but they do give you the energy you need to keep going. I have a first aid kit that I got at Walmart, but I stripped everything that was unnecessary out of there, and I just kind of put everything that I think I need in there. So there's not much in here. It's very, very thin, very light. It doesn't weigh much at all. There will be a review on the first aid kit here pretty soon, so we'll get to that later. And then of course you need your map, which this is the Hoosier National Forest. It's where I've been going lately. Just make sure you have a map, because there's nothing worse than being out there and taking a wrong turn and not knowing exactly where you're at. If you come back over here, the poo trowel. You got to have your poo trowel. You know, that's important. Toilet paper. I have a little more than I need just for myself, but I was going with someone else last time I went out. I brought a bunch of extra toilet paper, so you never know, right? A pack cover, which that gets really small, and you pack it in one of the side pockets. Clothes. Got my raincoat. Little sweater here. Real fleece, Mountain Hardwear. It's pretty comfortable. And some pants that are somewhat Bear Gryllish, but they're not his brand because those are outrageously expensive. But they have spandex type material on the knees that's really thick. They're just really comfortable. I've never had a more comfortable pair of pants than I can. And then my shoes here. I like Keen. Eric, he likes Merrill. It's an ongoing battle we have with one another. His wife just bought Keen hiking shoes and loves them though, so he can suck it. But yeah, I really enjoy these shoes. Now, for the last bit of stuff that I have here, this is all for my dog. I just recently got Stormy this pack. She is still getting used to it. She's used to not having a pack, but she's going to contribute and carry her own things, food and water. So I got her a little pack for that. This here is a little drinking bowl that I found somewhere. I don't know exactly where I got it, but it's just you put water in there and it sits up by itself, and it's just very handy. And here it's just a regular, I think, Gladware type deal. I put her food in there and just open it up and it's ready to go. You know, she eats right out of that. And of course a leash. So for the most part, I have hiking poles, but I've lent them out to Eric as he is shopping for new ones, and he's considering getting some like mine. So he is testing mine out this weekend. But basically this is all I take. You can get online, you can look at other lists, and there are some that are more simple. There are some that have a lot more on them. I have gotten by perfectly fine with all of this. It was comfortable. Sometimes I'll bring a pillow. It just depends. I also go in a hammock some nights too, but it's just when I bring the dog, I go in the tent. So long story short, this is the simplified version of what I usually take when I go backpacking.